Welcome, everybody, to University of Tampa Baseball. Sunshine State Conference big weekend here in Tampa as the number 1 Tampa Spartans get ready to take on the number 22 ranked Rollins Tars. Hi, everybody. Jack Ike along with Taylor Stolworthy. And Rollins had been a pain in the Spartans' side for a couple years in the tournament. Not last year, but the 2 years preceding that. And now they're going to meet in a pivotal weekend game. Tampa comes in ranked number 1 in the nation, first in the conference at 13-2, 29-6. Rollins 3 games back at 13-5. Actually, they've got 3 games in hand on the Spartans and 24-10 overall. So, Taylor, it looks like another big weekend of baseball here in Tampa.
It certainly is. It feels like every week's a big week for baseball, Jack.
Yes,
and
true.
This honestly could be a regional preview. Currently, the NBCWA rankings have Tampa top of the region, but Rollins 4th in the region. That means that for Tampa's regional, Rollins and Tampa would be the first and 4 seeds for that weekend showdown, and Tampa would hope for not a repeat of 2022 and 23 when the Tars were able to one-up the Spartans in postseason play. But Tampa has a very strong team this year, and hopefully they would succeed in the postseason, and hopefully they succeed tonight.
This is a big weekend. The Spartans played Florida Southern a couple weeks ago and lost 2 of 3. So now Rollins comes to town. Those games against Florida Southern were on the road. Rollins comes here to play Tampa. They have 3 more games than Tampa. There's 11 teams in the conference. So every weekend there are 5 games pitting 10 teams, and 1 team gets the weekend off or finds some non-conference games to play. Rollins will be getting a week off coming up because they're 13-5. Tampa is 13-2. So we get ready for the game. It'll be C.J. Williams on the mound for the Spartans. He's become Mr. Friday Night for Tampa. And we'll set the lineups for you for Rollins College. They are going to lead off with number 1, and that is, or I should say it's number 6 in the first spot, and that is Michael Fury. He is a 6-foot junior from Orlando, Florida. Batting second is number 23, Joey Rubin, and he is a junior from Charlton, Massachusetts. Batting third is number 12, Jesslyn Whitehead. We'll be hearing more about him, a grad student from Orlando, Florida. Batting cleanup is number 11, and that is Mason Wilson, a junior from Orlando, Florida. They're pretty heavy on the Orlando players since they are in the Orlando area. Not quite as Miami heavy as we got last week from Nova Southeastern. Batting fifth is number 51. 51 is Dalton Pizer, and he is a grad student from Franklin, Tennessee. Batting sixth, number 8, Corey Zintek, and he is a grad student from Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania. Batting seventh, number 34. That is Rob Buckley, a senior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Batting eighth is number 2, Jimmy Thies, a junior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And number 9 in the order is number 37, and that is Stephen Deans, a junior from Venice, Florida. You get the feeling that's a very veteran team, juniors, seniors, grad students, to start in the lineup. First pitch from C.J. Williams is a ball a little bit low outside. We are underway here in Tampa.
Last time...
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say not much, hardly a cloud in the sky as we get ready for this one.
Yeah, it certainly is a beautiful Friday night. Last weekend, Williams had a stellar Friday outing against Nova Southeastern, went 8 innings, gave up just 1 run over almost a complete game effort to secure the opening game of the weekend. 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Dominant stuff from the player who's kind of emerged as the Spartans' ace this season.
Definitely so. Fury at the plate. That's a strike call. We mentioned Jesslyn Whitehead you'll be hearing about. He will be third in the order. Comes in 442, leading the Sunshine State Conference in batting average. Played in all 33 games, started all 33. Ground ball out to Urso, gets through for a base hit. And I take that back. Urso is playing third base. That was Saladino on the dive for that one. So the Spartans defensively is Williams on the mound. Irigoyen is catching. Russo is at first. Woodburn is at second. Urso is uncharacteristically at third. Saladino uncharacteristically at short. And then it's Williams, King, and Valdez left, center, right.
Yeah, it's a notable change for the Spartans, with Viegas also returning to the lineup as the DH today.
Yes.
Karstetter getting the day off, or maybe a return as a pinch hitter later on, but Urso mans the hot corner, and Saladino's actually started the majority of the season at short, because Urso's had a ton of games at the DH position.
Yes.
Gets to play there too. Of course, Saladino was also the everyday shortstop when Urso was at Miami last year.
True. So it's not a
Not as
uncomfortable
uncharacter
position. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in character for Saladino. A little less so in 2025.
2 balls, no strikes. That one hit foul. 2 balls, 1 strike now. A windy day. It's Alumni Day here at the ballpark. We're going to see if we can get some players to come up and talk to us, regale in their past exploits. That one is hit foul. The thing is, when you play on Tampa, you don't have to exaggerate your exploits. They were probably pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the legacy of our program. We had the 2015 championship winning team here for the first pitch. So they have definitely some great exploits.
They were national champs. They beat the Philadelphia Phillies in a spring training game. It was the first game of the season for Philadelphia over in Clearwater, their home base in the spring. And the Spartans beat them. Giovanni Alfonso hitting a grand slam home run in the 7th to give the Spartans an 8-7 win. Umpire stops play for a second. Not sure what happened. Rubin at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Man on first. That's Fury. And the pitch. Missing outside. The throw down. He's got it beat. And actually it was a called strike 3. Thought it looked like a good pitch, but I did not see the umpire make the motion. I think he did as Irigoyen was making the throw to second. But now, 1 out, runner in scoring position.
Yeah, the strike 3 call definitely was distracted by the pop from Irigoyen. Good speed by Furry to avoid a strikeout double play there. Effectively, that's a sacrifice bunt. That adds 1 strikeout to the already high total for C.J. Williams, who leads the Sunshine State Conference qualified pitchers for strikeouts this season, now with 65.
Wow. So this is Whitehead, and his lofty .442 batting average pops it up. Playable. Coming in is Russo, and taking over is Urso, who makes the catch on the first base side of the mound. Credit Nico Saladino for a heads-up play. He saw Urso leaving third base. He went over to cover to make sure Fury could not advance. That was a heck of a catch by Urso, because Russo seemed to have the bead on it because it was on the first base side.
Yeah, but it's right up also where the sun currently is as well,
exactly
so it was
right.
hard to maybe take a look. I think Urso might have had a better view of it as Russo was struggling, so Urso helped call him off, but heads up play, you don't want to give up a hit there.
Speaking of making the play, Urso, what a gun for the out. Spartans get out after giving up a leadoff base hit. They get the next 3 guys out, and we played a half an inning. It is no score, Rollins and Tampa. Tampa coming to bat with Williams, Saladino, and Urso on
Folk theater and catch a play.
All right.
Exactly.
Spartans coming to bat. Jordan Williams will be leading off. The automatic double comes to the plate. We say that because he has 54 stolen bases this season. Broke the single season mark. Looks to bunt. Already broke the Tampa single season mark and only has about 10 regular season games to go.
Yeah, 12 regular season games, potentially 10 more postseason ones too. So he'll set the new benchmark for every Spartan base stealer in the future.
Yes. That's a good bunt. They're not going to get him. If it doesn't go foul, it's a base hit. Wow. So Jordan Williams, 356 batting average. Stolen 54, only been caught 6 times, so pretty much 9 out of every 10 he's successful. Matter of fact, exactly 9 out of 10 he's successful. Brings up Nico Saladino, who's also a threat to bunt to move, but I think maybe you give him a pitch. He likes to go on the first pitch. Long stretch. There he goes. Pulls it back, and he's going to make it. Strike call, but it's a stolen base. And the automatic double is on second.
Yeah, that was a smart play, though, by Saladino. Sort of sets up in a bunt to kind of mess with Dean.
Yes.
The runner goes. Dean pops up, but he doesn't have the baseball, even though it was right down the middle. It was a strike one that Saladino was always going to pull away. He's going to let Williams get the extra stolen base. So great sort of combo there.
Ball outside. Saladino bringing in a 308 batting average. Chases him back. There's a lot of alums here, and they're probably going to be voicing their opinion a lot today.
Certainly like it.
They're
Very
used to
good
dugout chatter, so why not bring it to the stands?
Exactly. That means we'll get to hear it a little bit more, too.
Yeah.
Usually the dugout's a bit too far away. And there's pretty good fan attendance as a whole. Notice a lot of other sports teams here as well, because not only is it the alumni game, it's also the stand as one game, I believe, for Tampa baseball.
It is.
Stand as one game for all our sports are when other sports teams come and cheer us on. I also see volleyball coach Chris Kadnack down there in the stands, too.
That one is hit out into right center, deep near the wall, going back, and it's a home run for Saladino, and the Spartans are on the board with a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Saladino probably says, you really didn't need to steal second. I had the plan.
Yeah, you were going to go home anyway. Just wait for the 1-2.
Yeah. 2-0 Spartans. Saladino with the big drive.
Yeah, Nico's done that a few times this year. Make it 3 on the season. I'm actually surprised. It feels like he's had more home runs.
Yeah. That was his third?
Yeah, only his third.
J.D. Urso to the plate. Edward Berry on the mound brings in a 5.02 ERA. He is not the normal starter. He's 0-1 on the year, and he's appeared in just 6 games, 4 of them as starts. 14 and a third innings pitched. 14 hits, 10 runs, 8 earned. Walked 5, struck out 12.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that for Rollins, they're saving their ace, Nick Berger, for Saturday. He's the team leader in ERA and one of the top pitchers in the Sunshine State Conference. Conversely, our ace, Williams, who is also one of the top arms in the conference, is playing tonight.
Yeah.
But as you also just showed me, Berger just won National Pitcher of the Week for a complete game shutout, striking out 8.
Of which, you know how we started that game?
How did you start?
Back-to-back walks.
And you know what they say about leadoff walk?
Normally they score.
Yeah, but for Nick, I guess it led to a complete game effort.
He went 3 up, 3 down after that. Braden Woodburn at the plate now. Spartans up 2-0 on a Nico Saladino bomb into right center field. High up on the netting. Berry inside.
The Tars have started to use Barry more as a starter later in the season. Last time out against Barry, Kind of ironic, Barry facing off against Barry, although his name is Barry like a blueberry.
Yes.
And Barry is, of course, like Barry Larkin, baseball legend.
Yes.
But he went 4 innings, no earned runs, but 2 of them came home likely via an error. Struck out 3, didn't concede a walk. The Rollins team did lose that game, though.
Strike call. So the Spartans jump on top early with authority. In the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And gets a walk. So another man on first. And to the plate will come Irigoyen, the catcher.
I mean, this heart, you could say that the heart of the Spartans order is almost anywhere on our starting 9. You know, you've got Williams, Saladino, and Urso leading off, Woodburn and Irigoyen and Valdez in the middle, and then Russo, Villegas, and King at 7, 8, and 9. All of those players are dangerous, so,
yes.
You know, you concede a walk, you're on to another dangerous bat, and Irigoyen's definitely done that. A very effective part of our Spartan catcher platoon this season. Him and Garavito combining, I think they both have over 300 averages. I'm wrong, Garavito 8 points below, but still.
It's been rising, though.
Yeah, he's been rising. Irigoyen's been rising. He's now at 325.
Ball in the dirt, nice block. That is Deans behind the plate. Defensively for Rollins is Barry's on the mound. Deans is catching. Pizer at first. Rubin at second. Thies at third. Whitehead at short. And then Zintek, Fury, Buckley. That one is hit deep into left center field. Caught on the warning track by the center fielder, Fury.
Yeah, Fury's seen a few fly balls today. Made the catch on the Urso out. Makes the catch on the Irigoyen out. And also saw one go over his head for the Saladino home run.
Brings Mike Valdez now to the plate.
Now, Valdez has been heating up as of late. 242 average, but that's because around, I think, 2 to 3 weeks ago, he was still below the Mendoza line.
Man on first, 2 outs now. That's a strike call. Cole Russo waiting on deck, hoping to get an at-bat. Throw to first. Barry fires. Check swing, and he went around. Started to swing, then kind of turned so he wouldn't get hit, but that turning kind of completed the at-bat.
Yeah, propelled the motion kind of across the plate.
0-2 with 2 outs. Inside, similar spot.
I like the oohs and ahs from the alumni at some of those. I think they're doing it for pretty much every pitch, but
yes.
That one went a little high and inside, so maybe a little more emphasis on their oohs that time around.
A little bit low. So from 0-2 to 2-2. Throw over again.
Yeah, Woodburn's had 8 stolen bases. He's also been caught 4 times. That's part of the 105 the Spartans have had this year. 106 counting Williams today.
More than half belong to Williams. So he's run it full. That will get Woodburn motoring on the 3-2 pitch. And when it's hit out into, oh, it's going foul. And falls just out of the reach of Pizer.
Unsurprisingly, Woodburn was running. May as well, 3-2-2 away.
3-2, you got to go, yep.
If it's a walk, you're going to be safe at second. If it's a strikeout, you're going to be safe at the dugout.
And if it's hit, you've got a head start.
Maybe a score if it's hit.
Yep. So the 3-2 again. There goes Woodburn, the pitch. Swing and a miss will end the inning. Valdez goes down. And we played one, but a Nico Saladino home run gets the Spartans on the board. A 2-run shot after 2 batters. We played one. Tampa 2, Rollins nothing on Tampa Spartans.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spalding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spalding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half of the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while, UT's academic profile continues to increase. There has been $350 million in new construction since 2000. We have added 7 new residence halls.
Yep. Top of the second we go. C.J. Williams on the bump for the Spartans, and at the plate is Pizer for Rollins. Pizer, .322 average on the year. First pitch is a ball. Big swing and a miss there.
Yeah, Pizer specializes in one of the 3 true outcomes. It's walks. He leads the way for Rollins with 22 this season.
Wow, yes.
He also has been hit 7 times by pitches, although Jimmy Thies, who will either be at the bat later this inning with runners on board, or the 3rd inning, leads the way with 13. So
now they have 2 strikes on him, and they put a little shift on. Bounce it in the dirt. They're assuming, I guess they're assuming he won't bunt and that he tends to get around on it. So only J.D. Urso on the third base side of second base. Doesn't matter. He goes down swinging.
beautiful breaking ball by Williams. Got him looking for his second K of the day. But that's, I think, the strategy from Urso. Doesn't have the shift at first, but with 2 strikes, you're more prone to protect and go around a little early, like if you're selling out on the fastball. That's where you're more likely to hit it to the pull side. So that's why Urso sends Saladino and the rest of the infield over there.
Another swing and a miss. This time, Zintek to the plate.
A couple times, though, he sometimes sends Karstetter over to like the middle of second base and first, and then keeps the shortstop there.
Ooh, inside, getting out of the way quickly. There is no rule in college baseball about how many players you can have on either side of the infield. Major League Baseball, 2 and 2.
Yeah, we have the pitch clock here. The center field camera, or the camera that shows the entire field, I think keeps that slightly visible, but we do not have the same pickoff rule or some of the other ones that MLB does.
No use of replay. The only replay they could get is ask us what we think. And I don't think they're going to.
I mean, they wouldn't need to for that play. That's just a foul ball to the bullpen.
Right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, second inning. Spartans up 2-0. The pitch. That one is hit foul toward the Rollins bullpen. Single game tonight, doubleheader, 1 and a round 4 tomorrow. Come on out for that one. Certainly better weather now. It was hot last week, and there was a hit out into center field. Maddox King coming in fast, and he makes another nice catch. Diving for the ball. He is really coming up strong this year.
You know, this Tampa lineup is dominated by upperclassmen and transfers and redshirt seniors and all of that. But Maddox, being a sophomore, you know, he's been pretty much a starter since day one.
Yes.
Started on JV, played well enough to get into the starting lineup, and even though there's been a ton of outfield platoons and switches, for at least a half the season, he's been the starting center fielder. And when he's not starting, he's usually coming in off the bench to fulfill that center field role later on. And when all these players are gone, King will be wrapping up a stellar Spartan career, hopefully.
Buckley at the plate now.
Great thing for King is he's also got a ring to already start.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. You see it fairly often, but not all that often, I guess, with players who come in and start from day one. J.D. Urso, Drew Earhart, people like that. King trying to get into that mold. Swing, not even a swing and a miss. And C.J. Williams says, hey, some cheering from what we think is the men's lacrosse team. As another strikeout for Williams, we go to the bottom of the second. Spartans will send up Russo, Villegas, and King when we come.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school.
Bottom of the second we go. Leading off for the Spartans will be Cole Russo, the first baseman. Russo, lefty at the plate. Comes in with a .296 batting average. First pitch outside. Spartans struck quickly in this game. A bunt single by Jordan Williams and then a home run by Nico Saladino on the first two batters.
That was a beautifully placed bunt by Jordan Williams.
Yes.
And, you know, the bunt is kind of dying out across many of the professional levels of baseball. So it's impressive to see kind of Urso's side still kind of mastering that craft. They do a good job of advancing runners. Williams able to use his speed to bunt for hits, but players like Saladino, Woodburn, they frequently do a good job of helping runners get into scoring position. And I love it at this level because defenses aren't perfect. We're playing D2 baseball. We don't have too many gold glove Nolan Arenado type third baseman. You know, you send it their way, they might make a bad throw. Watch this.
It's going to be tough. One hop. I think they got him. Yeah, they did. Nice throw by Thies at third base.
I was hoping to maybe predict a bad throw there from Thies, but that was a really nice bounce that was scooped by Pizer. Quarter of a step in time. Russo tried to run it out.
The one thing I noticed about Jordan Williams with his bunt is sometimes when he bunts, He's trying to get like a running start, and he doesn't get it quite exactly. That time he waited, put the bunt down perfectly. He's so fast, he's going to, if you get it in the right spot, he's going to beat it out anyway. So take the time to get the bunt down. Villegas now to the plate. That one is hit out into center field. They're driving him back near the warning track, and Fury catches it and bumps up against the wall. Spartans are really getting some hang time on some of these hits today, or drives, I should say.
Yeah, and Fury's been very active out there in center field. That's his third catch he's made. Second one right on the warning track.
Now, we probably should mention this. If you look at the shadows, the sun is almost directly behind the ballpark. It'll be in a couple weeks, it will be exactly. But balls that are going to get hit to left and center, you get them up in the air enough, and it's going to be trouble for the fielders to find it. You mentioned with Cole Russo on the pop-up on the first base side that J.D. Urso from third base actually had to make the catch, that it might have been hit straight up into the sun.
You notice the shadows are creeping forward here in the bottom of the second. That'll make it a little bit harder to get those throws back to the mound, and that's going to be something that Barry and C.J. Williams have to deal with over these next few innings.
1-1. Look good. Call strike. Maddox King at the plate now. 265 on the year. Fouled off.
Yeah, King slugging .382. He's had 8 doubles, no other extra base hits, and .376 on base percentage.
One hopper. Nobody on, so no problem. Two pitch. Look good. Call strike 3. Inning is over. Spartans go down 1-2-3. We have played 2 full. 2-0 Tampa on top on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. UT's beautiful downtown riverfront setting offers a gateway to the heart of a vibrant city. Students are within walking distance of jobs and internships, and the recreational opportunities are endless, both off campus and on campus. Students live in upscale residence halls and enjoy diverse activities, including performing arts, guest lectures, nearly 200 clubs and organizations, and a nationally ranked NCAA Division II athletics program.
Okay, Ryan.
Ready?
Yep.
And back.
So we head to the top of the third, cruising right along here. Spartans holding on to that 2-0 lead. Popped foul out of play. Thies at the plate, the number 8 hitter in the order. Thies second on the team in hitting. The one of two players sporting a 400 or better average. Fly ball going back. Woodburn making the catch for the out, and they had to range fairly far out there into right center.
Yeah, good job to kind of get out there. It kind of goes to no man's land because, when you don't have a lot under it, but you do get enough kind of velocity to just send it over the infield and into the outfield. That's usually a free single where the pitcher gets the weak contact they're looking for, but the baseball just falls the way that you don't want to as a fielder.
Oftentimes that's the Bermuda Triangle of positions on the field.
Yeah, kind of sort of a triangle between left, short, center, center, second, and right. Second, first, and right, and third, short, and left.
Deans now, the catcher at the plate, number 9 in the order. .250 batting average on the season. Spartans and Rollins and Florida Southern are the 3 teams in the conference who have 300 batting averages this season. You're seeing top hitting teams and top pitching teams this weekend.
Yeah, and taking a look across the conference standings, it's not a surprise to see those 3 doing good because they are the top teams in the conference. They're also 1, 2, and 4 in the recent NBCWA regional rankings for the South region. They're all 4 of those teams predicted to reach the postseason for regional play. And they're also each in a shot for the conference title. Rollins would need to sweep the Spartans for a good chance to do so, though.
Definitely. Top of the order now, back to Fury. Was waiting for a walk, which we just got with these, to bring up something you and I were both aware of that happened in minor league baseball this week. I think it was on Monday night. The Jupiter Hammerheads in the Florida State League, which is the same as the Clearwater Threshers and the Dunedin Blue Jays and the Tampa Tarpons, same league. Infamy set this weekend. Their pitching staff walked 22 players. Oof. 22 walks by the pitching staff. Popped up, heading foul, giving chase as Woodburn just falls away. 22 walks in 9 innings. And 3 hit batters and 2 errors. And they lost 19-5. Miami Marlins single A team, low A team.
I think it's safe to say that game probably could have gone either way. But, yeah, I mean, just definitely not a great day for control for the team. And even the broadcasters weren't too happy about it. Although I'll give them a piece of advice as someone who's traveled with the team all year long.
Mm-hmm. Don't badmouth them.
Yeah, because when you go to the coach for an interview, he'll say, maybe next time.
Yeah.
He'll definitely, and for any potential Tampa students who are listening in who want to get a career sort of in broadcasting and sports journalism, if you're covering a whole league and you're covering a ton of teams, you can you have a little more freedom to kind of badmouth and say stuff.
But if you're paid by that team to broadcast their games,
not a good idea.
Say nice things about them.
Yeah. For instance, I do a NPB broadcast with For the Fan Sports. I could make fun of the Cebu Lions for having a 49.
That's a Japanese baseball.
For Japanese baseball. Yes. I could make fun of the Cebu Lions because I don't think that their star player, Tatsuya Imai, is going to be personally upset that me, doing the English broadcast, made fun of him missing a pitch like way to the outside. Mm-hmm. But conversely, if Cole Russo badly missed a bunt, I don't think he'd be super happy if I made a big deal about it.
No. 22 walks. Set an all-time record for a professional baseball team.
Tampa had a couple games close to 20 walks last year, though, because they were a pretty historic team at drawing 4 balls in a at-bat.
See, I would think maybe the Savannah Bananas might have walked 20.
No, they usually have good enough control, I think, to avoid that. Or there will be some sort of extra shenanigans that'll make things more exciting, I think.
I just saw that as far as the Bananas go, if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out.
That's a pretty cool rule, I'll say. Also, it definitely gives you an advantage if you have a lot of fans in attendance. So, bad news for the Chicago White Sox.
Or the Pirates.
Mm-hmm. Midweek games would be interesting to see because there's very few fans. Wonder if teams, they want to make a big difference when maybe set their ticket prices lower so they have more chances to catch it.
True.
Also, I know there was Tampa Bay Rays earlier this weekend, a home run there was about to be a robbery, but a baseball fan reached over and grabbed it.
I was talking to Skylar Gonzalez before the game, and a couple other pitchers, and I said, "Did you hear this?" And I told him, like, "Are you kidding? 22 walks?" Ball hit foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes now, with 2 out here in the third.
It's safe to say Williams has recovered after his walk. He struck out Ruben swinging, and now has got 2 strikes against Whitehead.
Now, expand a little bit more on the broadcasters. I listened to a couple things they were saying, and they were talking about how ridiculous and terrible it was. Did they get disciplined, fired, something?
Don't think so.
No? Okay.
But interesting to see. I know there were some tweets mentioning how they probably shouldn't have been that aggressive on them. But other people,
Yes.
of course, enjoying the humor. And again, it is humorous to kind of roast like that, but
Runner goes, ground ball. Williams on a hop. Underhands it over. Inning is over. Another 0 on the books for the Tars. We played 2.5, and it is still Tampa 2, Rollins nothing, with Williams, Saladino, Urso. 1, 2, 3 coming to the plate on Tampa.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school.
Yep. Bottom of the third, it'll be the top of the order for Tampa. The first 2 hitters for the Spartans in the first inning came through big time. Jordan Williams striding to the plate with a bunt single, and Saladino followed it up with a 2-run home run into right center. A couple lefties. Barry still on the mound.
yeah, Williams leads the way for the Spartans with a .356 average entering today. And that also bumped up a point or 2 after that bunt single to start the game.
And add another stolen base, now 55. They're not really playing in right now. They're kind of hedging right even with the bag. Guess they're assuming. Now they're creeping a little, but he has not shown any proclivity to bunt on this one.
Yeah, it's the type of play that'll work the first time, but usually the defense gets a better read of it the second time you try it, so not surprised he's going to swing away. But also because he's got plenty of power, too. I mean, he's not just a slap hit, bunting, using the speed to get on base type of player. He's one of the team leaders in extra base hits, having 11 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs, tied for second in home runs, second in tripled, tied with Villegas for the most doubles.
He'll be taking here probably on the 3-0. And it's 3-1.
He's also good at drawing walks, too, 16 on the season. That's good for a .441 on base percentage, and his power numbers give him a .576 slugging percentage.
3-1 pitch from Edward Berry, fouled off, full count.
Sounds good.
Williams steps back in. And the full count pitch. Ground ball heading out to second, fielded by Rubin. Throws him out. Even if ball hit to second, Williams can make it close. We were talking about the Sun field right now. Pizer got the out at first. and then he was going to go around the horn, threw it back to the second baseman, Ruben, but it was right into the sun, and the ball just went sailing past him into center field.
And that's a reason that maybe sometimes a bunt during this time of day might not be a bad idea.
Sure.
I remember last year, current Ole Miss reliever Alex Caney. That's a play because Caney's currently with Ole Miss, but Spartan legend with a couple dominant seasons on rotation, had a couple of issues with a sunny day against Barry, where there was a ground ball hit his way and he couldn't get a hold of it because of the sun. That gave him one of his only losses during the 2024 National Championship campaign. Caney responded with like 3 quality starts back-to-back, so.
It all ended up fine.
Yeah. And now he's one of the top relievers on a top 10 D1 team.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So
1 ball, 2 strikes.
my phone died, like, at the end of that one thing. I don't know if Raj told you. He got it. Yeah.
And the pitch. A little bit low, 2-2 now. Center field, Fury shaded a lot for Saladino, even left field fairly far off the line. The pitch. 1 hopper makes it a full count.
I don't know if they'll bring them back later this weekend, but I'd love to see the City Connect jerseys once again this alumni weekend. If you didn't join us last week, we've got some new City Connect jerseys that we debuted on the game 2 of last week's doubleheader.
Ball hit out into left field, going back, still going back is Zintek, and he fell down, and that ball goes all the way to the wall. Now the umpire is telling him he's got to stay at second. I don't think he lost it. I think he just tripped going backwards.
Yeah, he stumbled on the turf.
And apparently the ball bounced up onto the netting. So it will go down as a double. Just an unfortunate backing up. J.D. Urso now to the plate. 1 out, man on second. Saladino with a home run and a double today. Urso with a strike call.
Notice Whitehead with a slight shift over to the left. He's a little more pronounced than normal shortstop depth, playing a bit further back as well. Maybe anticipating something over his head, kind of into that left center gap.
Ball inside, 1-1. And now center field moves well over to the third base side of second base, and a huge gap in right field. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play that far over in right field.
Yeah, he's right in the middle of Prado and Martinez's retired numbers.
If JD goes down the line and right, he could circle the bases twice.
I think you get inside the Parker. So he's also got great speed on the base path, too.
Ball a little bit low, and we're at 3-1.
Might not be a bad idea to walk Urso. Maybe a double play opportunity could come from this. You got Woodburn on deck. Of course, both very dangerous batters.
3-1 pitch. Saladino, a little bit of a lead at second. And he walked him. So maybe it was an intentional walk, but regardless, it was a 5-pitch walk, and now runners at first and second, and Braden Woodburn to the plate.
That takes Barry's pitch count over 50 as well. He's had a pretty busy start to the game. And depends, this inning could end very quickly or could end very slowly, depending on how this at-bat goes.
The pitch. Ground ball heading out towards second. Whitehead going to go across the diamond. Safe! He called him safe. That was deep in the hole, and Whitehead had to make a good throw and a quick throw. But Woodburn's quickly getting to first base. Got the safe call. Base is full with 1 out.
Yeah, there's nothing Whitehead could do on that play. That was an on-target throw on a difficult, slow grounder, and Woodburn just hustled and beat it out.
Yeah, a couple high hops, and all Whitehead could do is wait for the ball.
What's ironic is that if Woodburn had better contact, it hit that harder, that's a double play ball that gets Rollins out of the inning.
Easily.
Instead, it loads the bases.
Irigoyen, the catcher. And, oh, no, that's a visit to the mound. Nobody throwing, though, but a mound visit.
Yeah, they want Patrick Sherba to head out there and check in with Barry, see how he's doing. And there will be probably some people maybe going over there to start stretching. Obviously, you don't want to have to pull Barry here. And I think Barry can definitely survive this inning. It would take a catastrophe to force Rollins into an early change. This could be also a good team talk here.
Yep.
Now the offense only mustering 1 hit over the first 3 innings. And while they've been good in the field, that last play could definitely be demoralizing, so I just want to check in and get him back on track.
First couple innings, the Spartans, well, they had 1 go deep. They've had 2 at the warning track already. Actually 3 because of the Saladino ball that landed. So they've hit it with some power today. Irigoyen waits. First pitch, base is full. Inside. Barry in the stretch. Big lead at first. They're not holding anybody on. That one is hit out into left field. Coming in. He can't see it. Falls in. Base hit. Sending 2 runs in. They're going to try the throw to the plate. No, they hold it up. Spartans get 2 and lead 4-0. Zintek had to wait for that one to fall in front of him. He wasn't going to get it. Then he had to make sure it didn't pop over his head on the bounce.
Yeah, I would have cleared the bases if it did.
Yeah.
If it wasn't as sunny, sort of with the shadows behind home plate, Zintek could have tried an aggressive dive, I think, but he couldn't see it super clearly. You saw him kind of waving. He's like, hey, don't have a great read on it.
Yeah.
So he was going to let it drop, and smart play there just to hold on to it. He also keeps Woodburn at second. It does surrender a run, but it's easier to give up a comeback from 4-0 than 5-0. Say you make a diving play or make a bad throw and an extra run scores.
That is a sky-high pop-up. Second baseman Rubin backing out a little bit on the grass makes the catch for out number 2. And it will bring Valdez to the plate. Take that back. Russo to the plate. That was Valdez. Woodburn on second. Irigoyen on first. Still no action in the Rollins bullpen.
Russo's 4th on the Spartans in RBIs with 22 in the season. Only trails Karstetter, Williams, and Urso.
Ooh, he was kind of winding up there like he wanted to give it his all. Ends up being outside ball 1. And inside ball 2. Two-0 pitch. And now 3-0. Big lead at first. He's a third of the way there. And a strike call. I watched Joe Urso when the Spartan head coach when he's at third base coaching. And sometimes he just stands there. And I'm wondering if that's a sign by not doing anything. Fouled off, full count.
That certainly could be. Just kind of doing nothing means one thing. That'd be a great steal call because the defense, they don't see any motion from the coach. They're not necessarily thinking, oh, they're going to send them there.
Yep. Full count pitch with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Inning is over, but the Spartans pick up a couple more. And we have played 3 full. It is now 4-0. Tampa on top. We'll take a break and be back on Tampa.
One from the Princeton Review to Condé Nast Traveler regularly ranks Rollins as one of America's most beautiful college campuses. Zoom in, though. Take, for example, our conference-style learning environment. Consider the dozens of high-end laboratories and collaborative workshops. Drop in on the professional performance venues where our student artists hone their crafts. Stroll by the courts and playing fields where our student athletes develop lifelong leadership skills. Take a closer look at Rollins, and you'll realize our beauty runs deep.
All right, bring her back. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Spartans up 4-0. Jack Ike, Taylor Stolworthy take you through innings 4, 5, and 6 is Taylor.
And we are ready to go with a Jesslyn Whitehead at bat. He'll start us off here in the top of the fourth. Whitehead's first at bat was a pop-up as he takes strike one. That's going to hit the zone. Strike two. Quick start for C.J. Williams. That's going to be right back to the mound. Good grab by C.J. He ended the inning with a toss to Russo. He starts the new inning with a toss to Russo. One away, that's going to bring up Dalton Pizer. Pizer went down looking, one of the 3 strikeouts C.J. Williams has picked up so far. All of Williams' strikeouts have been by getting opponents to go down looking. There's strike one right on the outside corner of the plate. That one misses. I believe it'll be 2-0 here. The first pitch might have been just a bit outside. That one's fouled back. That'll add a strike to the count. I believe it'll be 1-2 now. Our home plate umpire, Kevin Flay, I think will confirm the sign real quick. Slider misses. Should be 2-2. And that brings up the power hitter Wilson, who leads the Tars in RBIs and home runs this season. Swing and a miss. And it's a strikeout for C.J. Williams, number 4 in the ball game. Sorry, number 5 in the ball game. Pizer could be victim number 6. He went down looking earlier today. The on-base machine got fooled by a curveball on the edge of the plate. 2 away here as we continue this beautiful day in Tampa. Ball one outside. The shadows creeping over the infield. Causes a little bit of chaos this late into the afternoon. 1-0 coming up from CJ. And that'll hit the corner. 1-1. Williams leads the way for Sunshine State Conference players with 65 strikeouts, at least for the players that have really good ERAs this season. He's now up to, I believe, 69 on the season. Had 64 to start. 5 so far. A 1-2 count on Dalton Pizer. And he won't get number 70 just yet. Pizer sends that one foul, protecting. Went back to the curveball. Williams gets set. Just outside. 2-2 now. As Williams will hit 60 pitches on the day at the end of this at-bat. But would be good pace if he could complete 4 innings on 60. That's going to drop for a second base hit for the Tars. Good 2-strike hitting by Pizer. 1 on, 2 away. Corey Zentek steps up. The left fielder couldn't get a read of a ball in left field in the previous inning. It was a 2 RBI single for Yoander Irigoyen. That's what gives us the 4-0 Spartan lead here in the top of the fourth. It's game 1 of a doubleheader this weekend. Well, 3-game series this weekend with a doubleheader tomorrow. Maddox King makes the catch, settling under that fly ball, and the side is retired. There is 1 hit, but Rollins strand a base runner as Tampa completes 4 scoreless innings with a 4-0 lead. We'll be back. Due up for you, Tampa will be the bottom of the order.
advantage of our.
Villegas leads off a brand new inning for the Spartans. He sent a fly ball to Fury later today. He's had a very busy day in center field, making multiple catches. Every ball that's been caught in center field, in the outfield, has been caught by the Rollins center fielder. 0-1 for Villegas. Narrowly missed out on an opportunity with runners on base. That'll make it 1-1. Villegas makes a return to the starting lineup after missing out on the last couple of series for the Spartans, at least the home series. Good to see the former Miami player back with the Spartans. He was a teammate with J.D. Urso last season at Miami. 30 RBIs and a .266 average with the Hurricanes. 2-2. That one just clipped the corner. Ball 3. Yeah, Villegas' last game was on March 18th against Albany State. His first game in the month of April. Down the line. Foul. Just by about a foot. Would have been an extra base hit if that stayed in play. But instead, Barry gets a chance to go again. That was Barry's 70th pitch of the day. He's been active on the bump. Wonder how much longer he'll go. There is some activity in the Tars bullpen. A quick inning here will definitely give him a chance to go for the 5th. Strike 3 paints the inside corner. Barry gets strikeout number 4 today to bring up Maddox King. King's given up 2 walks, but he's matched his walk total with 2 more strikeouts. Very good attendance across the board for this matchup today. Of course, it's the stand as one game. A ton of other Spartan athletes in the stands as the count goes 0-1. And I know Jack Ike will hopefully bring us a couple of alumni up to the booth for a couple of interviews, talk about Spartans history with them. They get to enjoy one of the most important series of the regular season. A big series win for the Spartans could help them en route to a conference title. Florida Southern, who is a team that actually beat the Spartans 2-1 in a series earlier this season, is 11-4 in conference play. Tampa is 13-2. If Tampa wins out, there won't be anything the Mocs can do to end up as champs of the conference. They're currently facing off against Palm Beach Atlantic this weekend. That's going to be hit to the third baseman. Close play at first. Thies gets it in time, 2 away. Top of the order, here comes Jordan Williams. Good news for Spartan fans. The Sailfish have a 5-1 lead over the Mocs. Florida Southern quiet to start their home series this weekend. They, of course, do have some stellar players, including one of their players who's one of the best bats in D2 this season. Well, we've got one of the best players in D2 as well, and the best base stealer in all of NCAA play for qualified batters, Jordan Williams, and his 55 stolen bases. 1-0 to Williams. Popped up. Will the sun get in the way as the shortstop ranges back? Whitehead makes the catch, and the sides are tired. No drama in the 4th for the Spartans. They go down in order, and through 4 complete, it's a 4-0 Spartan lead. We'll be back with more action on TampaSpartans.tv as part of the Sunshine.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spalding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spalding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half of the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while, UT's academic profile continues to increase. There has been $350 million in new construction since 2000. We have added 7 new residence halls, academic buildings and labs, as well as athletic facilities. Plant Hall even got new carpet and new windows.
Thank you.
I'm going to go look for somebody from the last couple years.
Okay.
And we are about ready to resume. It's alumni weekend at U Tampa and our stand as one game. Joining me, Spartan alumni, Eric Beatty. Eric, thanks for joining us. Now, you've pitched for the Spartans in the past. You were a National Pitcher of the Year during your Spartan tenure, and you also stay very connected to the game of baseball as a high school coach at Strawberry Crest, and you've been coaching in the Cape Cod Summer League the last few years.
Yeah, man. Yep. Had some great times here at University of Tampa. It's great to come back every year for the alumni night. Joe and the whole coaching staff, the whole program, they do a really good job of keeping us included here.
I mean, it's always got to be special to kind of come back and see some of your teammates every season, and of course see the new Spartans teams as they continue sort of to match the legacy of some of the teams in the past, try to add to the national championships banner, and that's the goal for this Spartans team.
Yeah, it's ring season. Every season's ring season at University of Tampa. Seems like that's the case with all the sports here lately. It's good to see. Jimmy Kiner was a swimmer here whenever I was here, and as a player, and now he's winning national championships too. But,
I don't know, our swim team's done really good the last 2 years. Softball, lacrosse, also doing the same. But I don't want to ask you while you're here. You've had a great time at U Tampa, but what was your favorite on-field moment with the Spartans as the count goes 1-2?
Oh man, the one my mind goes back to probably most often that I can remember the most fresh was probably our game against Southern. Whenever it was the last conference weekend of the year, and we were 1, they were 2. I think this is going back to 2003. And their pitcher was 10-0, I was 10-0, and we ended up winning the game 1-0 at their field. And there were some big moments in that game. I remember a couple strikeouts very vividly with runners in scoring position. So, man, the memories go back to celebrating, probably a regional championship over in Lakeland against Florida Southern. That's probably my most vivid memory, positive memory here.
That's got to be one of the games that helped won the conference title for U Tampa as well that season. Always great to face the Mocs. We won't have any late season drama unless it's the postseason with the Mocs and Spartans, unfortunately. Our series was on the road at the end of March, and Tampa took the defeat 6-3. And our invincible ace, Skylar Gonzalez, this season finally had his first loss as a Spartan in that game. Won away a swinging strike now for Deans as he continues the inning. But still got to be a great moment. But then when it comes to off-field actions for the Spartans, what was your favorite memory as a Spartan student outside of the baseball field?
Oh man, so many good ones to choose from. Anytime we just walk the halls, going to the pool, going to the restaurants here, hanging out in Plant Hall in between classes, hanging out with my buddies Roberto and Wally Quigg. I met my wife here, and she played volleyball, so going to her games, spent a lot of time at her games, and it's all. I walk around here, and as different as it is, I still see things that
You remember
that I remember and spark memories. That go back over 20 years ago, and it looks like it did just a couple days ago, in the head sometimes. So it's a special place. It's a special place. The president, the longtime president, Vaughn, did an amazing job, built a great culture here. Larry Marfis is, you walk around a college campus, the Martinez Sports Complex, 20 years later, and you see 8 or 10, probably 8 of the same coaches that were here 20 years ago, and that doesn't happen in college sports. So it's just a lot of really good people involved here. So when I think back to the memories, man, there's just everything about this place is pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, of course, talking about the coaches who've stayed, of course, Coach Urso, but also Coach Kadnack. I'm pretty sure he's in the stands today, too, or at least did attend the start of the game. Actually, he's still there, as the 1-2 count is a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts from C.J. Williams ends the top of the 5th. Rollins get another base runner, but with shades of Beatty, some clutch strikeouts for C.J. Williams to get out of the inning. Due up for the Spartans, Saladino.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school.
Yep. A brand new inning getting underway. Saladino leading off for the Spartans. And we were talking right before coming back to break about the thing that Jack and I mentioned earlier, the Jupiter Hammerheads issuing 22 walks. And you actually added something else. The team they were facing had 10 walks conceded as a pitching staff.
Yeah, that's crazy to think. Those are professional baseball players, professional pitchers, some of the best in the world. And, man, that's what you tell these kids. I got 2 boys, and these young kids and their coaches get, sometimes so frustrated and mad at mistakes that 10, 12, 14-year-old kids are making. And it's like, man, the best pitchers in the world are walking 20 guys, so you better have a short memory and, not take every single failure so seriously.
Yeah, and especially because, as well, the 3 true outcomes are becoming more and more prominent these days. That's kind of, I think, 2 mindsets of thinking these days. Throw as hard as you can or throw as accurate as you can, I think, for modern-day baseball.
There's a balance, but guys are definitely trying to throw as hard as possible. And I think, when you just try to throw as hard as possible, you might lose track of some command.
Yeah, it's kind of a interesting balance. As there's ball 4 to Saladino. Speaking of walks, a leadoff one for the Spartans. Of course, throughout your time in baseball, you've definitely learned a lot. For what advice would you give for some of the current Spartan players, or maybe players that are watching the stream that have committed to join U Tampa next year, or any aspiring baseball players or baseball students that might be tuning into the stream?
Yeah, you got to have a short memory, man. It's a tough game. The game is, it kind of, I guess that advice would depend on if I'm talking to a pitcher or a hitter. the game is built for pitchers to win. So, in my time at at Strawberry Crest and in Cape Cod, I really stress believing in yourself as a pitcher. I truly believe that if we go out there and make our pitch, we're going to win a lot of games. So not putting too much pressure on yourself and believing that you can make a pitch, regardless of who's hitting or what the situation is. That's where a lot of success is. That's the foundation of success as a pitcher. And then as a hitter, man, hitting is hard. So you got to find a way to believe in yourself every single pitch, regardless of what happened last pitch, last at bat, and that's going to give you the best chance.
And Cape Cod uses wood bats for the summer league, right?
They do. I'm expecting to see some torpedo bats this summer, hopefully.
Yeah, that would make things a little spicier. But again, for a wood bat league, also harder to hit in that because, at least for college and high school, you get the metal bats. You get sort of the extra advantage of using the metal. But those summer leagues, you see the averages drop a bit because, you're using what the pros use.
Yeah.
And potentially torpedoes now as more pros are using them this summer.
Yeah.
Also this summer, of course, the man at the plate, JD Urso, is throwing his hat into the coaching ring. Are you looking forward to a managerial showdown with JD this summer?
I am actually going to stay home this summer with my 10-year-old. I'm taking him to Pigeon Forge. But I got to see JD play up in Cape Cod for Orleans a couple different times. So, he's no stranger to that league. He went up there and he hit a lot of balls hard, and he played good defense. So he's going to go up there and get his coaching career started, and I'm sure it's going to be a really good, fun career to watch.
Yeah, I wonder if his coaching career will bring him back to UTampa one day, or as part of the coaching staff for a little while at UTampa.
Yeah, time will tell. He's going to be a good one.
So here we go, continuing with a runner at second and no one out for the Spartans. That quick conference on the mound for Barry. As we continue the at-bat. Fouled back by Urso. 2-1. And just kind of my final question, of course, you're a student here kind of 20 years ago, and you were mentioning a lot of the changes on campus, like how some things stay the same, some things change. What's been the most impressive or noticeable change you've noticed on campus from your time as a student to today?
Yeah, I think just all the buildings and how nice they are. It seems like it's a really good mixture of being modern but yet still traditional. They've really found a good way to balance the two. But you walk in these buildings and it seems like there's absolutely no expense spared, and they've made a lot of effort to make it as nice as they possibly can for every student to both succeed and feel comfortable here.
Yeah, I haven't been able to visit the Grand Hall, but seeing the new Technology Center, I can say it's a very, very nice building. And even been able to see the upgrades to the Health and Training Center, too. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see how Tampa changes over the next 5, 10, 20 years down the road.
I'm sure it'll be epic.
And Eric, thanks for stopping by on the broadcast again, and have a great alumni weekend.
Thanks for having me.
Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4. JD Urso is good to get on board as well. 2 walks to start the inning for the Spartans. A wild pitch had already brought Saladino to scoring position. Now we'll see if Braden Woodburn can do anything about it. And I think that'll be it for Barry. It's the second visit to the mound. You get one free one. The second one sees you make a call to the bullpen. His day will be done after 4 innings, 5 hits surrendered. Currently 4 earned runs. He is responsible for both base runners. He's given up 4 walks, but also struck out 4 batters. We'll take a quick breather here on TampaSpartans.tv as the
includes a large gymnasium, a weight room, and training facilities. In addition, the campus features an aquatic center open.
A call to the bullpen. Julian Edelman. Nope. Okay, I was already thinking about the wide receiver as the change is made. Jackson Edelman takes the mound for Rollins. Now, I'd mentioned on the broadcast that he isn't related to Julian, although one time Jack and I did that a couple seasons ago with Pedro Martinez as a junior. We were looking. We tried to find if he was related to the actual Pedro Martinez. Turns out he was, and I didn't find it. I'll take the blame for it more than Jack there. And the next day, he came up to the booth and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I am in the family." So we had to laugh about it. It wasn't upset or anything, which was good. But that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to say that Edelman isn't related to the former Patriots wide receiver, because maybe tomorrow he'll stop by and say, "Oh yeah, Julian's my uncle." Here comes the 1-1. That'll hit the zone for Woodburn. Edelman's had a solid season. 10 appearances, a start. He struck out 14 over 17 innings. He's got a high leverage spot here against Braden Woodburn. He's working inside, misses that one, 2-1. Pretty sure a little bit later we'll have Jordan Lala joining us on the broadcast. It'll be great to catch up with a Spartan legend, part of the 2019 National Championship winning side. 3-1 to Braden Woodburn. After the Urso and Saladino walks, we could see another here for Rollins. Mentioned it a few times today, but don't think there will be 22 walks from the Tars pitching staff tonight. They're not on pace for it. Woodburn slaps it through the hole. That can score Saladino, and Coach Joe is sending him home. Runners at first and second. 5-0 Spartans lead. Second Woodburn hit. First Woodburn RBI of the night. Out of reach of Jesselyn Whitehead. Still 2 aboard. Here comes Yoander Irigoyen. Flashback to the 3rd inning. Saladino, Urso, and Woodburn on the base path with bases loaded. Irigoyen brought home Urso and Saladino on a 2 RBI single to left field. I don't think this will be an RBI unless it drops. It is caught in right field. 1 away, runners at the corners, as that allows Urso to advance to 3rd. Buckley got there just in time. 1 away for Mike Valdez, who steps up to the plate. Russo on deck. The Spartans lineup features a couple of changes here and there. Valdez has been getting a couple more starts recently. He's playing defense in right, and he's batting from the right side of the batter's box for his 3rd at-bat, his first time facing Edelman. Edelman responsible for the runner at first, Berry responsible for the runner at 3rd. Ball 1 went front door slider, couldn't get the call. Safe on the pickoff throw. Barry's last outing against Barry lasted 4 innings. His outing today against the Spartans lasting 4.0. Hit sharply to 3rd. That gets through. Would have been a difficult double play ball as that had forced Thies to dive on the play. Might have had time to stand up and get the throw to 1st. Valdez RBI. 6-0. Spartans lead. Good news, though, out in left field for Rollins. Zentek was able to get to the ball earlier. That'll officially make it so Barry ends the day with 6 earned. Two on, 1 away. Ball 1 missing outside. That Edelman fastball's got some velo behind it. Hasn't been the greatest placement, though. He's had more balls than strikes so far out of the bullpen. That's going to get in the dirt and get away. Both runners advance. Good job to corral the ball by Deans, not allowing the runners to make it home. Second wild pitch of the inning. And this wild pitch from Edelman. The first one, it came from Barry. There is another player actively warming up in the Rollins bullpen. The goal for Rollins is that Edelman can get out of the jam. This will be out number 2. Picked up at second. Thinks better of the throw home to get the out at first. RBI on the ground out by Russo. 7-0 Spartans lead. They put up 3 so far in the bottom of the 5th. Tampa's love these odd number innings as Villegas steps up. Valdez makes it to third on the play. It looked like Ruben was thinking about throwing home for the out, but he realized that was going to be a risky play. Might as well give the second out to Edelman. Surrendering the 7th run isn't going to be a huge deal breaker right now. Tampa has been dominant on the mound. If it was a 6-5 game, I definitely see trying to get the out at home, keep things a 1-run deficit. 2-0 to Villegas. Popped up. That could land in no man's land. Running, making the catch on a sliding grab is Fury. Great play in center field that time around. He's been very active all day in the deep outfield. The Spartans pick up 2 hits, 3 runs. 1 is left on board as Edelman gets out of the jam, but Tampa extends their advantage beforehand. We'll be right back with more action on the Sunshine.
Library. Here, students.
Williams ready to continue, looking for a second straight quality start. Leading off for Rollins will be Joey Rubin. Whitehead and Wilson also due up this inning. That's a dangerous top of the Tars order. 7-0 Spartans lead. I'm Taylor Storthy. We've got Jack Ike as well here for the game today. And we've also got a couple of Spartan alumni joining us on the call as the count goes 0-1. We had former National Pitcher of the Year Eric Beatty not too long ago. Pretty cool to have him here. Comes to a lot of these alumni events, and while he won't be up at the Cape Cod Summer League coaching this summer, he does coach at Strawberry Crest High School in the area. Maybe he's been coaching some future Spartan recruits. 0-2 on the way to Rubin. Ripped into right. Closing in is Valdez. Makes the running catch and makes a quick little scoop and flip to Woodburn. 1 away to start the brand new inning. Williams has looked as dominant as ever. He's just had 3 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Earlier in the season, Williams had a tricky day on the mound where he gave up 4 or 5 runs, but in the process, he struck out 10 of the opposition. He's been known for being a high strikeout arm and one of the top Sunshine State Conference strikeout specialists. 1-1. It's that ability that's moved him to the Friday night role. It also means tomorrow that we'll have Berger and Gonzalez for a Saturday morning showdown. The doubleheader continues at Tampa tomorrow. The first game at 1 p.m., the second game scheduled for 4 p.m., but you know how those doubleheaders go. They might go a little bit long, they might go a little bit short. I'd say 4:30 is a better estimate. Either way, 2-1 on the way from Williams. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Fastball hitting the outside corner. Whitehead 0 for 2 so far today. The top batter in the Sunshine State Conference. Currently being bested by one of the best Sunshine State Conference pitchers. Whitehead could change this in one swing. He's going to get into a 3-2 count. Williams now over 80 pitches today. Imagine that this might be his final inning. And is that going to be out number 2? Popped up, Russo tracking it. Gets it right in front of the Rollins dugout. 2 away now in the inning, bringing up Mason Wilson. It's our stand as one night for Tampa baseball. And we do have another game going. Softball for Tampa on the road against the Tars this weekend. They get their first game of the series today. They are also deep into the ball game. We're in the top of the 6th. They're in the middle of the 7th. Gwen McGinnis continuing a stellar performance in the circle for the Spartans. Tampa softball had 2 RBIs from Abby Solt, who had a home run. One and one. Williams equaling the count against Wilson. Wilson struck out back in the 4th, grounded out in the first. Leads the Tars in RBIs and home runs. 2-1 now. Mason Wilson has a .354 average and a .700 slugging percentage. The only player on the Tars with double-digit home runs. Michael Furry, however, has 9 home runs. The 2-1 swung on and missed. 2-2 count for Williams to Wilson. Floated backwards, still 2-2. That one lands on a table in front of some Spartan fans. Williams one more time. Down to the dirt. Slider missing. It's a full count to Wilson. Pizer on deck. A couple of long at-bats this inning for Williams. Pitch count nearing 90. And it'll hit 90 as he fouls this one away. Fouled again, still 3-2. Will this be the final strike of Williams Alumni Weekend start? No, it won't. Hit to Saladino, ranging, throwing, in time. What a play by Saladino. To counter what Jack said at the start of the broadcast, shortstop is not an uncharacteristic position for Saladino. He proved it with that play right there. A shutout, top of the 6th, 3 up, 3 down. What a way for Williams to end the day today, unless he really wants that high-quality start.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spalding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spalding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while, UT's academic profile continues to increase.
And welcome back to the University of Tampa on TampaSpartans.tv. Taylor Sorley and Jack Ike underway for the broadcast as we continue in the bottom of the 6th. A pitching change, and immediately getting his first out, or not, is the number 4 of Bennett Durkin. That one not fielded cleanly by Whitehead. Puts a leadoff base runner for the Spartans.
That's got to make a pitcher go, come on.
Yeah, definitely not the ideal start to the inning. Gets a nice ground out right to the shortstop. 1 on, no one out. And that is going to be listed as an error. Maddox King gets that leadoff base hit. That's going to be a bunt from Williams. Close play at first. The bouncing throw pulls the first baseman away. Second hit of the day for Williams. Don't think that should be an error. 2 on with no one out. Saladino with a double, home run, and walk. If he gets another at bat, maybe he's on cycle watch. Well, this won't be a single. Throw to first in time. A sacrifice from Saladino puts runners at second and third. Coach Joe Urso never shy of the fundamentals, Jack.
Small ball if it works, and it does often.
Here comes J.D. Urso. Urso's gone on base and scored twice, both times off walks. Infield playing in, they're hoping that Urso hits it to them so they can get the lead runner out. Durkin for the season, a .692 ERA, 8 appearances from the bullpen. He also had a start. Their starter role has kind of been mixed throughout the season for their third starters for the series as the count goes 2-1. Berger and Tyler Toro have been there every day, 1 and 2 starters, I believe, on Saturdays, but the Friday starters have kind of varied from A.J. Seymour, Connor Hensley, Edward Berry, of course, Ryan Murphy, and more. Wild pitch. That's going to send a runner home. 8-0 Spartans lead. King makes it safely. That one just slipped away from Deers. Williams gets to third without having to steal a base. The automatic double basically had an automatic triple with that bunt single. Infield still playing pretty shallow. 3-1 to Urso. Down the line, that foul.
Oh.
Late call from the umpire there. It was almost fair, but out by just a hair. Full count now for J.D. Urso. Good news for Durkin. The King run is unearned. I believe he is responsible for Jordan Williams. Strike 3. Urso goes down looking. The 2-seamer hit the low corner. 2 away for Braden Woodburn. Woodburn had an RBI single earlier. He is 2 for 2 with a walk. (2-0) for Woodburn. That slider missing just outside. Woodburn into left. 9-0 Spartans lead. Second RBI of the day for Braden Woodburn. In a situation like this, sometimes you look at the run-ahead rule, but it's a Friday game. There's no run-ahead rule for the Spartans. It has to be the second doubleheader on a Saturday. There was one time Tampa had a similar lead during a situation like that, but gave up 8 runs, I believe, in the 7th or 8th inning to prolong the game, and kind of a good showing as to why it's never over until it's over, and why the run-ahead rule is only used on those doubleheader days. Although there have been a couple other big Spartan wins, usually not against conference plays. One of the first games ever covered at Tampa baseball with Jack, as that one's ripped to right field, and that'll hit the wall. Uruguayan could score Woodburn. Urso's going to send him to the plate. The relay, and they got him. Good relay from Buckley to Rubin to Deers, and the side is retired. Uruguayan doubles, but can't bring home Woodburn. 3 hits, an error, 2 runs. Spartans.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spalding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spalding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half of the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president, and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while,
I've got that right there. Got a whole article.
Welcome back to Tampa Spartans TV. Jack is back in the booth, and he has got a Spartan guest.
Spartans are up 9-0 against Rollins, and that's going to give us some time to talk about a man who was used to a much tighter ball game when he set Tampa history, and maybe one of the greatest plays Spartans fans have ever seen. Jordan Lala joins me, who played for the Spartans for 2 seasons, 21-22, 22-23. And Jordan, thanks for coming. It's Alumni Weekend. Glad you're here.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Jack.
We have to talk about the catch. I mean, we're obligated to.
Mm-hmm.
The catch was just an amazing thing. There's a base hit for Rollins. The catch was a...
We have some cushion up there on
the
scoreboard.
It was a... First off, I want to ask, what are you doing nowadays?
Nowadays, I'm doing a little bit of real estate.
Okay.
And then I'm also working on my real estate license.
Okay.
And I also, my fiance owns a personal training company.
Nice.
Where she does soccer lessons and speed and agility, so I help with doing baseball and speed and agility lessons.
Well, I think you'd be good at that. Are you in the Tampa area?
Brandon, Riverview area.
Close. Yeah, Tampa
close
area.
Enough. Yeah, not too bad.
Definitely. Now let's talk about the catch. It was a regional baseball game here in Tampa, and it was 2-2 against Nova Southeastern. Top of the 9th inning. Bottom of the ninth, because Nova Southeastern got the home team for that game. Bases were loaded, and Nova Southeastern's at the plate. They hit a fly ball to you. You're in left field. You're waiting. And you didn't have to move a heck of a lot, but the man on third is going to tag with 1 out. and he's going to score unless you can make like the throw of the season.
Right.
So you wait, put your arms up in the air like you're going to catch it above your head. Runner looks back, sees you're ready, and as you get ready to catch the ball, you drop to your knees and you catch it off a tall blade of grass. Now, people think, why would you do that? I thought you stumbled. What you did was fake the base runner out, thinking you were going to catch it up here, and a split second later you caught it. He left when he thought you caught the ball. He left early, and you threw it to third base and got the double play.
That is correct.
And then you won 3-2 in 10, or 12 innings.
That is correct. Yeah, we did go into extra innings. I think when that fly ball was hit, everyone in the stadium probably thought the game was over.
I think Joe Urso did. I was reading an article, and he said, I started to walk to the end of the dugout going, oh, well, another season's
but
over.
It was kind of neat because obviously with the article and everything, KK, we had practiced that play a lot, in practice. And before, like a couple innings before that had happened, me and Jose Candedas, the center fielder at the time, kind of talked about the play, and if this was going to happen, we were gonna do it. And so when that fly ball was hit, I feel like my instincts just kind of took over, and yeah, I kind of blacked out.
KK is Kevin Kiermaier, who would spring train with Tampa before the Rays spring training season started. He would work out with the team for a month or so, and he taught you that. He was almost acting like a player coach. He had practiced it. He never was able to use it in a game, but he taught you. Now, everything had to be perfect. You couldn't be moving too far left, too far right, too far back, too far in to be able to pull that off. When it was hit and you said, I think this is the time, so now you have to execute it. What was your thought?
I don't think I was thinking in the moment. I kind of just had my glove up there and at the last second dropped in like to a catcher position and caught it, like you said, on a blade of grass. And I think I give the most credit to the umpires, honestly, especially with, not having video replay like we did back then. I think I give the umpires the most credit for even seeing that.
And he saw that he left early, and I know they appealed it, but and what I thought is you stumbled and you caught it, and then when we realized what was going on, Anthony Nunez was the third baseman at the time. Was he like, he left early, throw it to me?
He definitely did a good job selling it as well. I think kind of everything played out perfect in that scenario for us.
And I'm sure the guy on third was like, what do you mean I left early? I saw him have his hands up in the air.
Yeah, and just watching, I know there's like some videos on Twitter and whatnot, just watching like Nova's dugout was all out there. They thought they had won the game.
Streaming out with the win.
And then we ended up coming back and winning. It was pretty cool.
That was just a memorable moment. I was the broadcaster, and like I said, I thought something weird had just happened out there and didn't put two and two together for a while. Now, had you actually done it a few times in practices? And did people hit fungos out to you to try things?
Yeah, definitely in practice. Jefe does a good job at practice with us. He kind of lets us, whatever we need to work on, we work on. So as outfielders, we work on those kind of plays, whether it's, catching it down there or, covering some ground on a fly ball. We kind of work on, sun drills, a little bit of everything in the outfield. So that's definitely something we worked on a lot, more primarily when KK was out there working with us, I would say.
Okay. It's a 9-0. Tampa's on top. Rollins has runners at first and second now with 2 out, and coming to the plate is Thies. What do you remember about playing for Tampa? You played at Miami. You're a local Tampa kid. Was it kind of neat to come back here and play?
Definitely. Probably everything I could have imagined, for sure. Definitely playing in my backyard. The first year I played, it was on the natural field, so
yes.
That was pretty cool. Have some good memories on those fields. And then obviously playing with the first year with the turf, it was pretty neat. And I mean, Tampa always has a good squad, so they're always a powerhouse. And Jefe does a really good job, and all the coaching staff, Bull and Jose, and I couldn't give them more props.
I was saying that when these guys, when Tampa alum come back, that they always talk about reunions and stuff, and everybody embellishes how great they were. Tampa players don't have to embellish too much.
No, definitely.
You were great all the time.
If you play here, there's definitely a difference between playing at different schools. I mean, I played at, like you said, University of Miami, and it's just a way different feeling here than it is over there.
Huh.
As far as culture and family and people showing back up and it's pretty neat over here.
Do you stay involved with the team? Do you follow them and get to some games?
University of Miami?
No, Tampa.
Tampa, I do. I do follow them. I watch more games online, listen to you and Tom Colby.
Yay.
But I'd like to catch more games out here.
Little shuffle over. Runners will not advance. Well, they advance to second and third, so the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And we'll see what happens here. I mean, there's just, when you get down there, there's a lot of alums here. I saw some with gray hair, some not gray hair. I mean, you're seeing a couple different generations of players, aren't you?
Definitely,
Do you get to talk to some of them and see what they were like when they were here?
Yeah, a lot of them. No, it's pretty cool. Although I didn't win a championship while I'm here, it's still really, really neat to see these people interact down there and for years, every single year, and it's pretty cool. I wish I could experience a state championship like Russ said down there.
Yeah, no, they were razzing you about that one. I wouldn't bring it up. You brought it up.
I wish I had a grad year, but that's okay.
Yeah, and you actually said something like you could have gotten one or were hoping to get one?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think they were teasing me down there. If I would have had one, I would have played for sure.
Because I told you I've got like 4 more years left that I figured out I could get. Sam Militello out to make a little talk. When Sam's out there, what do you guys do out in the outfield? Just wait for him to be done?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in the outfit, I was looking at the stars, seeing the buildings that were being built. When I was there, they had those 2 big cranes out there that were lit up that were pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's downtown Tampa, so there's plenty to look at.
Now, you've only been gone a couple years, but there's a lot of difference in the outfield from what you were used to.
Definitely, yeah. The pitch clock out there, that whole building in left field is finally finished.
Yep. The big one right behind here
with the parking garage. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, this campus just keeps going and going.
And fast.
Yeah.
And fast.
Yeah. We'll see what happens here.
Williams is throwing a ball game.
Yeah. Ground ball. Saladino. Quick throw. Inning is over. Nothing comes across, and we will head to the bottom of the 7th. The Spartans are up. Jordan, we'll let you get back, and we appreciate you coming over and reminiscing about the Cats. We appreciate all the things, and it was so nice to see you again.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll take a break and be right back.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. NCAA Division II athletics program. The UT experience begins with an innovative first-year program and continues with opportunities to challenge yourself in the honors program, to study abroad, to conduct research with faculty, to do an intern.
Right.
Yep. Bottom of the 7th we go. Tampa will be coming to the plate. A new pitcher coming in for Rollins. It's going to be number 40, Robert Ogg. See if we can get some stats on him as he gets ready to take the mound. He gets to start a clean inning. Does not have to worry about inheriting any base runners. Ogg comes in with a 15 ERA, no decisions this year. This is appearance number 8 of the season. Did have a start. He's pitched 6 innings, given up 8 hits, 10 runs, all earned, and he has walked 9 and struck out 5. So first man Og will face is Mike Valdez. Og is a sophomore from Tampa, Florida. I'm going to say thank you to Jordan Lala and Eric Beatty for coming and talking to us. We brought in someone from 20 years ago and someone from 2 years ago to just kind of give you the common theme. They all play for winning baseball programs here at Tampa. So a walk to Valdez will put him on first, as Og, who when you look at his stats now, 10 walks to 5 strikeouts. He has a propensity to walk batters, and it brings up Cole Russo. 9-0 Tampa on top. 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Rollins with no runs, 6 hits, an error. Check swing, call strike. I have to give Taylor Stolworthy credit here. We've got stats in front of us, but he's keeping his own book. I think he just wants to do it for the punishment. Though as kids, we probably all tried to keep our books if we went to ball games. You'd learn all the little nuances of keeping a book. If it was a called strike 3, you put a backwards K in the book and things like that instead of a KL. If he got caught going to a base, you put a line halfway through the base path. Big swing and a foul ball. The 0-2 now. Og fires. And he hit him on the kneecap, I think. Darn close to it, if not. And Russo trying to walk it off as best he can, but that had to hurt. Might have hit muscle, but it looked like off the kneecap. Brings Villegas to the plate. Runners now at first and second. Nobody out. That is the 58th batter to be hit by a pitch this year for Tampa. They've hit 31 batters, so almost double. Villegas at the plate, flown out, struck out, flown out. Hit it to center field twice. Stadium lights taking over. And the pitch. Big swing and a miss. And the pitch. Ground ball foul. Still 2 strikes.
Coming back to what you recently said, Jack, this Tampa team definitely known for getting hit by pitches. Take some bruises as they get on base.
And that's why they have runners at first and second. That one just missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Og in the stretch. He's ready. Foul ball again.
What's kind of interesting, I think, for college baseball compared to professional is that in professional baseball, you know, when you have a scoreline like this, you usually put in a long reliever to try to eat innings or maybe even a position player. But for college baseball, it's the opposite. You don't have to worry about keeping people rested in the bullpen, per se.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many of them, usually. And a situation like this, perfect time to either put a freshman for a quick outing, get some reps, or someone who's not done very good and say, hey, this is a chance to lower your ERA by a few points.
Show us what you've got. We may want you in tougher situation. There's a fly ball. Center field coming in. Falls in for a base hit. Runners have to advance, and now the bases will be loaded. They had to wait to see if that was going to fall in. You and I were talking about the Bermuda Triangle earlier in the game, and that is where that one landed.
Yeah, just in front of Fury, Zentek, and Whitehead as well.
We're going to have a pinch runner for Villegas.
It's A.J. Graham, I think.
25?
Yes, it is.
Yes, A.J. Graham, a freshman from Tampa, went to Gaither High School. You know, while we have the chance, we probably should give a shout out to the Florida Gators winning the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
I think it was one cool kind of thing from the tournament is I saw on Twitter a fan mentioning Reese Davis, saying, "Reese, what are you doing? You've got 3 1 seeds making the Final Four. What happened to upsets?" And Reese commented, "Well, you could think about having all the big seeds advancing as upsets because it only happened once. And what do you know? All 4 1 seeds made it to the Final Four this year."
Yeah. Ball outside to Maddox King. 1-1 now.
Now, that time around, Ogg was trying to get the strike call. He's saying, "Hey, went around. Yeah. Safe to say, Kevin Flay did not agree.
You got to say what you got to say now.
Yeah, you can't argue with City Hall.
There you go. Okay. Because if your dad's listening.
Make sure I got to credit as well Bruce Wozniak for that line. He'd be covering softball, I think, if they weren't on the road.
Okay. Bruce and I teamed up for some lacrosse shortly after I moved down here. There's one hit out into right field, probably deep in the, well, it's coming in. He can't find it. It falls in for a hit. 2 runners will score and safely into second. Well, actually, he had to hustle into second because he had to wait. At first was Graham to see that one was falling in. But coming in was Buckley from right field, and he put up his hand saying, "I don't see it." And it fell about 10 feet in front of him. That's about the 3rd time today that Rollins has had a tough time in the outfield. Once, Zintek was going back for a ball in left field and tripped backpedaling. So those will go down as hits. And now Jordan Williams at the plate. So Maddox King with the base hit. Williams comes up. He's singled and scored. There's a 1 hopper to second base. They get 1. They will not get the return throw. Way Wisely ate that one.
Yeah, you're not going to get too many double plays with Jordan Williams on the base path.
So that's just the first out of the inning. The Spartans have already put 2 across and now lead 11-0. Nico Saladino now to the plate. And he hits one. That's going to fall in for a hit and bring in another run. Base hit fielded by the center fielder Fury. And going to third is Jordan Williams. 12-0 Tampa. So Ogg has been rudely greeted as he pitches here in the 7th.
Believe it or not, Urso is the only Spartan, well, actually one of 2 Spartans, to not have a hit today, not including A.J. Graham, who just entered the game as a pinch runner.
Yet he scored twice.
He did so on 2 walks.
There you go. So you bring it up, we take care of that issue. Not only that, he gets a base hit and an RBI, and it's now 13-0. There is somebody throwing in the Rollins bullpen. At this point, they're probably like, well, let's let Ogg just work through some things.
Tampa recently kind of been overtaken some of the power rankings by Angelo State for first overall. Recently, a Turner Sports analyst put us back at tied for first for D2 power rankings in the nation, but I think this team is a hunger that wants to take them back to the top spot with this performance today.
Yeah. Rollins came in, the number 22 team in the nation. That one's inside and high. Swing and a miss. Braden Woodburn.
And Woodburn's 3 for 3. Also had a walk earlier.
And the pitch. Fouled back. You know, coming in, I did some research with Rollins. They had 2 games this year where they've scored 20 runs. I mean, they can hit the ball well. Their 2 games preceding this, they played last Saturday, the second game of their doubleheader against Barry, and won it 15-4, called after 7 innings. And then they played St. Leo midweek on Tuesday, and it was a 13-11 game, so they can score. That's a major league pop-up. Drifting back is the shortstop, coming in and falls into no man's land again. And that is another Bermuda Triangle hit. That time, Whitehead was going bad. Zintek was coming in. Fury was coming in. You know, I think one thing that is different about, well, I know it's different between a major league field and a field like this is how high up the lights are. And I think that one got above light level, which means it went into the shadows for a while until it came back down and got lit up by the lights again. Ground ball up the middle and bounces off the second baseman's glove. Runner scores. It's now 14-0, and the bases are loaded.
There was a chance for Urso to make it home, but Coach Doe decides not to send his son the extra base. Don't need to in this situation, per se. We do have our first pinch hit change, though, of the inning. Jake Griffith. And it does mean Mike Valdez won't get a second at bat.
Okay. So bases are loaded again. 14-0 Tampa. Now, we reminded people a couple times already, but tomorrow, the first game should be one heck of a pitching matchup.
Yeah, Skylar Gonzalez, Nick Berger, 2 of the best arms in the Sunshine State Conference.
Ground ball to second. They toss it over, and that's a second out, but J.D. Urso scores, making it 15-0. And I think we may have another pinch hitter coming up. It might be Joe Stella. Yes, it is.
This is going to be hitter number 11 this inning for the Spartans. And 2 hitters have been, of course, replaced before they could have their second at-bats in the inning.
Stella looks at a ball right down the middle of the plate. Stella is a grad student from Pittston, Pennsylvania. Played at Georgetown. Fouls that one off. So now runners at second and third. Stella could plate a couple more with a base hit. The pitch. Fouled off.
Stella's had limited appearances, but he's done a lot in those. 389 average, 560 on base, 667 slugging percentage. He's had 4 starts and 7 walks, although he's had 14 games, a lot of pinch hit appearances.
Low in the dirt. Yeah, this is at bat number 19 of the season. Ogg in the stretch, fires, and good block by Deans.
You mentioned the torture of doing my own manual score. Innings like this are the tricky part because of the second at-bats.
You got to have like a flow chart now.
I got to like sort of put it into the next inning, but like also border it correctly.
Fouled off. Speaking of keeping your own book, I want to give a shout out to my nephew, Jacob Keski, who's doing his first baseball play-by-play. He's a sophomore at Elkhorn, Wisconsin High School, and he's doing play-by-play of the Elkhorn Elks baseball game today. He called me up to get some advice and ask me a few things. Swing and a miss. Nope, fouled it off. And he doesn't have the luxury we have. You're keeping a book because you want to just give it a shot. We've got a stat monitor in front of us, but I told him he's got to keep his own book. Popped up. That is way up in the air. They're drifting way back. And did he make the catch? He did. Wow. Ferry made a nice catch. That ball was up there forever, but had plenty of hang time. That ends the inning. The Spartans pick up 6 and now lead 15-0 as we head to the top.
UT are hard to beat.
All right, Ryan. We head to the top of the 8th inning, 15-0, Tampa on top. New pitcher, and we mean really new pitcher. It's Braden Heidel coming in. He is a senior from Tampa, went to St. Leo University last year. Steinbrenner High School was where he prepped, but this is his first appearance of the season for Tampa.
Yeah, cool to see Heidel's season debut here. The 6'4 senior had a 2.29 ERA and a 3-0 record in 2024 at St. Leo. And some good velo behind the fastball. I wonder if he was recovering from an injury, and that's why it's been so long to his debut.
Yeah. If he had numbers like that, he knew he could pitch in this conference. Fouled off. Quickly ahead 0-2 on Rubin.
Also a couple defensive changes. Jake Griffith in left field. Jordan Williams slides to right. Joe Stella playing at first base. A.J. Graham is the DH.
0-2 pitch. Ooh, looked like close to the corner, but maybe low.
Yeah, noticing Heidel's got that over-the-top motion. Kind of going high to low with his fastballs.
One, two. Little blooper right in front of Saladino, and he makes the catch. Quick one up, one down. Brings Whitehead to the plate. Whitehead came into the game hitting .442, leading the Sunshine State Conference. Today, he is 0 for 3.
How's it going, Till?
Whitehead on the 0-1. Off speed, strike call, 0-2. So ahead 0-2, Heidel fires. Low outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fouled back. One, 2 with 1 out. Fouled back. And the pitch. Fouled back again. Other games going on in the conference. We don't have any scores on the SSC schedule, but Florida Tech is at Eckerd. St. Leo is at Nova Southeastern. Palm Beach Atlantic at Florida Southern. And Lynn is at Embry-Riddle. Again, another foul ball. He's getting his money's worth on this at-bat.
I got to give credit to Whitehead. He is not going down without a fight against Heidel.
Still the 1-2 count. Down the middle but low. Two and 2 pitch coming up. Fouled it off. Whitehead has 19 walks this year, not tops on the team. A couple players are in their 20s, but certainly up there for Rollins. And he fouls that one off. The problem is he's fouling it off into the Rollins dugout, and he's keeping his teammates on their toes. Two again. Fouled off.
It's got to be 9, 10.
It's right up there. I just got to record my voice and have Ryan keep repeat.
Foul another one.
2-2 pitch. One hopper goes to the backstop. 3-2. This at bat may come to an end.
It's a really good coming together moment if you pop flies.
And the pitch. Ground ball right back to Heidel and across to Stella for the out. So it ends with a one hopper to the pitcher.
I think if you're Heidel, you still got to tip your cap to Whitehead for that massive at-bat. 13 pitches.
Wow. So you're right, about 9 of them were foul balls.
Actually, yeah, 9 more.
Yeah. Brings up Wilson to the plate. Fastball down and low. Down the middle and low, though.
You know, it is a day for alumni, Jack.
Yes.
And there is another alumni that just quickly had stopped by. I don't
Yes.
think he's going to get on the call, unfortunately, but Till Newman, former soccer player and someone who's called plenty of Spartan soccer games with me, is also here tonight to cheer on the Spartans. They picked a good night to attend with our offense.
Yeah.
We actually have more hits than runs.
Which is unusual for Tampa. Off-speed high. Tampa oftentimes will have 8 runs, 6 hits, something like that, because they just find so many ways to get on base. A lot of walks, hit batters, errors, and they manufacture things. Ground ball up the middle. Ranging is Saladino. Gets under his mitt for the base hit. So a 2-out base hit puts a runner on first.
That's the first hit of the day for Wilson. He's the team RBI and home run leader, so I had to expect that he'd get aboard, although he is going to get replaced with a pinch runner.
Brings Pizer to the plate. Pizer, though, with 2 hits today. Pizer, the 5-hitter. Zintek, the... Wait, now they made a change.
Yeah, it's Ethan Beal as the pinch runner. I can try to track this change here at the plate. They have no. It's Pizer at the plate.
Okay, Pizer is the only player with multiple hits in the game for Rollins. Big shift for Pizer as Urso, the third baseman, playing where he's accustomed to playing as a shortstop. Saladino almost behind second base. Woodburn shifted way over toward first base. And Stella right behind the bag. Outfield playing him fairly straight away. Now, if they get to 2 strikes, don't be surprised if Saladino moves to the other side of second. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 outs here in the 8th. 15-0 Tampa. Down the middle, calls strike 2.
Saladino's staying put.
Yep.
But they do just have a generally more pronounced shift right now.
Yeah. So it's now 2-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. That is hit deep, taking him way back. That might hit the scoreboard. I think it might have cleared the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, it cleared the scoreboard by probably 20 feet.
A 2-run shot by Pizer, and it makes it a 15-2 game. He rounds the bases with his 4th home run of the year.
I thought that could have cleared the potential outfield fence. That was a good hit.
Yeah. And Jordan Williams made like 2 steps, said, I'll wait. So now a 15-2 game. And the bases are clear with 2 out in the 8th. Ground ball. Urso gobbles it up. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Nice scoop by Joe Stella, putting him under pressure, coming in and not getting that many reps at first. Makes a nice scoop. All right, we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Tampa 15, Rollins 2.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spaulding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spaulding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half of the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while, UT's academic profile continues to increase. There has been $350 million in new construction since 2000. We have added 7 new residence halls, academic buildings and labs, as well as athletic facilities. Plant Hall even got new carpet and new windows. UT now has more than 3,000 events annually and 200 clubs and student organizations. We have won 13 NCAA Division II championships, and since 2000, Spartan teams.
Bottom of the 8th, A.J. Graham at the plate for Tampa. Graham came in as a pinch runner last inning.
He almost had an at-bat, too, but the flyout was one batter away.
Yep. Talented freshman from Tampa. This is his 14th at-bat of the year. Make that his 12th at-bat of the year, his 14th game of the year.
Did you mention the pitching change?
I did not.
It's Jack Haynes now in the game for the Tars.
That one is hit out into right field, giving chase. Falls in. Graham with a base hit. Buckley tried to get there but couldn't, and it looks like now Lenny Ashby coming to the plate for Tampa as a pinch hitter. Makes Taylor fill in his scorebook again. Ashby coming up, 253 on the year. This will be at bat number 80 on the year. Sometimes starts. 31 games, 24 of them starts. So starts about 75% of the time. Big swing and a miss there. That one almost sailed all the way to the backstop for Haynes.
Good block, though, by Deans behind home plate. No defensive changes. They only brought in the replacement for the designated hitter for Rollins.
Foul back. We mentioned that Kevin Karstetter, normally the third baseman for Tampa, did not start tonight. He's on deck now. One ball, two strikes. Haynes fires. A little bit low, 2-2. And the pitch. Popped up, out of play. C.J. Williams in line to get win number 8 on the season.
Yeah, he's had a great year and extends his Spartan win advantage. Stipp is 6 on the season, but...
Nice seeing you.
I see it.
Thank you, Cheryl.
That one, call, strike 3, so Ashby is called out.
A great fastball there, just clipping the corner by Haynes.
Brings Kevin Karstetter to the plate.
By the way, Haynes enters with a 6.48 ERA. Struck out 6 in 8 innings. Very unlucky, though, with a 3.75 batting average allowed.
Oh, that is hit fairly deep by Karstetter, going back near the wall, on the track, and Zintek makes the catch. First pitch, took it deep, just not enough to leave the park.
I was ready to say the average was going to go up a little bit more, but good news for him is that Zintek is right there.
Karstetter got that fastball down the middle. 2 outs now. And Saladino to the plate. Karstetter, by the way, pinch hitting for Jordan Williams. So we will have a new right fielder for the top of the 9th.
I have a feeling Ashby's probably going to stay in right field, I'd assume.
Yeah.
And then Karstetter's just going to play somewhere in the lineup.
This is another pinch hitter, though.
Jake Turr.
Okay. And he pops one up out into right field, and they make the catch to end the inning. So we'll see who plays where when we get to the 9th inning. The Spartans don't score this inning, and at the end of 8 full, it is 15-2 Tampa on top.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. of a vibrant city. Students are within walking distance of jobs and internships, and the recreational opportunities are endless, both off campus and on campus. Students live in upscale residence halls and enjoy diverse activities, including performing arts, guest lectures, nearly 200 clubs and organizations, and a nationally ranked NCAA Division II athletics program. The UT experience begins with an innovative first-year program. And
All right, I'm set. Yep. Top of the ninth we go. Spartans up by 13. 15-2 is the score. Some wholesale changes for the Spartans. Logan Wash is coming in to pitch. He's 0 on your scorecard. A grad student from Longwood, Florida. Went to South Alabama. Went to Lake Brantley High School. He's appeared in a number of games for Tampa. Leading off will be Buckley for Rollins. Some defensive changes for the Spartans. Stella still at first. Jake Turr has gone to second base. Kevin Carstetter got a pinch hit, goes back to third. There's one popped up. Do they give chase? Foul territory near the wall and falls away from Stella.
Logan Watch's season stat line reads as probably the craziest no-hitter you'll ever see, or almost no-hitter per se. 8 1/3, 1 hit, 5 runs, 3 earned, 13 walks, 15 strikeouts.
Wow.
Some relievers will have the strikeout rate of about 15, 16 like he does.
Yeah.
Don't usually see the walk rate right there too.
No.
But
a 2-1 ratio strikes to walks is
I do
good.
like the mentality though of if you don't strike out, you get the free base. I'm not going to give you a base hit, no matter what.
Ground ball, fair ball, knocked down by Carstetter. Can he gun him across? No, he beat it out. Good play, though, by Carstetter. Puts his hands up like, are you kidding? That's not an out? I think he said I should get an out for style points.
I think that should have been an out. It was borderline, but you know they say tie goes to the runner. Tie goes to the Wem Gem, I think, in this case.
I think so, yeah.
Like, I don't think it even matters it's the second hit for Watch of the season. I wonder if that's still like a top 10 eligible play, because, I mean, that was a rocket from Carstetter.
Ground ball, that one's going to go through for a base hit. That was Pereira in as a pinch hitter. Change your book.
How was an extra innings?
The person running our board for us, Ryan Blount, on the basketball team says, how about extra innings?
We're good.
That would mean a 13-run rally, Ryan, just to get us to extras.
I'm pretty sure the Spartans basketball team has been able to generate some 13-0 runs, but a little harder in baseball, though.
Yes. Fouled off. So Carstetter, as I said, was at third. Urso, J.D., moves back to shortstop to finish the game. Outfield is Jake Griffith. Braden Woodburn, who was at second base, goes to center field. And Lenny Ashby, who pinch hit, goes to right field. Deans at the plate. Just missing. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. 15-2, Tampa on top. Fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire says, I need some baseballs. One-two pitch from Wash. Fouled off again. Another one of these at-bats?
Hopefully not 13, but Deans will certainly try. And I believe it is still Deans at the plate.
Yes. The 1-2 again. Look good, but doesn't get it. 2-2.
Yeah, just a touch low.
2-2 with 2 on. Fouled off. So we're 2 hours and 45 minutes into this one. And the pitch. Just missing. We go full 3-2.
Not Fury on deck unless they are bringing in a player off the bench. Looks to be the number 5, so that is indeed a change. Angelo Ramirez.
The 3-2. No, he called him out. That was a delayed call. And I tell you what, Dean's kind of acted like, I think I'll run to first, but it looked pretty good, and then he got called out. It was dropped by Irigoyen, but base was occupied, so no throw to first. So that's the first out of the inning, and we now have a pinch hitter coming to the plate.
That was probably what the umpire was waiting for, like, okay, it's drop through strike. Wait, never mind.
Yeah.
The first base and second base is filled.
Ball outside. Pinch hitter is number 5, Angelo Ramirez, a senior from Atlanta, Georgia.
This is only the 4th game of the season Ramirez hasn't started. 277, 360, 330 slash line.
And he's got a base hit. No, a diving catch. And they get the out. No, safe getting back. What a play, though, by Turer to take a base hit away. Almost got the double play on the toss back to Urso.
Yeah, Buckley was running expecting to score, but Turer with that incredible dive. He just couldn't get it to Urso in time because Urso was also shocked. He didn't know that he was going to have a chance for double play.
Yeah. 2 outs now. Ruben to the plate. Strike call. So runners on first and second, 2 outs. Fouled off.
By the way, cool thing about our Spartan bullpen as the Tars are down to their final strike, we've had more active lefties than right-handers. 4 right-handed bullpen arms, 5 left-handed ones. Of course, right-handers even just got to 4 today with Heidel.
0-2, fouled off.
So it's kind of interesting how Tampa really is stocked up on left-handed bullpen arms.
Probably a strategy, all designed. He's ahead 0-2 with 2 outs. Wash pitches. Check swing, fouled it off.
I think there still might be more right-handed arms in the roster, but not all of them have played this season for the Spartans. Notably, some freshmen could be getting redshirt years or still with JV.
Fouled off. Wash gets the sign. It'll be 0-2 again. Swing and a miss. Ball game. Spartans win it. Wash with the strikeout of Ruben. They leave 2. Nothing in. Final score, Tampa 15, Rollins 2. The winner, C.J. Williams, goes to 7-2. Is that right? 7-2 on the year? Or is
8-1.
8-2, I think.
Oh, yeah, 8-2.
8-2 on the year. The loser is Edward
Barry,
and he goes to 0-2 on the year. Spartans 15 runs, 17 hits, no errors. And Rollins with 2 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for the day. The standings now, Tampa now 14-2 on the season, 30 wins on the season. They are 30-6. Rollins now 13-6, 24-11 on the year. Game tomorrow, first game at 1 o'clock, second game around 4 o'clock. We'll be back for both of them, so join us then. So for Ryan Blount running our board, this is Jack Ike and Taylor Stolworthy saying thank you. Join us tomorrow Tampa baseball right here on TampaSpartans.tv.